Hi there, Leo. Thank you for joining me for your May monthly forecast. The month begins with the Sun and Pluto forging a quite inspiring link, one which could see you transform your professional or work situation or your worldly role if you are retired in a way which is really quite dramatic. This can give you a greater sense of confidence, it can give you a promotion, an opportunity to strut your stuff and to demonstrate to people just how talented you are. Is there a catch? Well, unfortunately there is, because in weeks 1 and 2 respectively, Mercury and the Sun go face to face with Saturn. So as much as you may be able to create waves in this worldly interaction, and people can look up to you and you can be very much in demand, it could mean that you're not going to be spending much time on your own personal needs or attending to the needs of those closest to you. And this, in a sense, requires some kind of sacrifice. But the alteration that could occur if you really seize the moment can provide the benefits for those that you care for a long time to come. So it's really down to a choice. Now there is another change on the 3rd of this month which is entirely positive for you, as Venus makes its way into the sector of truth. Now Venus, of course, is the planet of loving and attraction, and you can certainly have a desire to get underneath the surface of what your closest relationships mean. But also it can give you a much more inquisitive side to the way that you link up with other people. And this can be a month when someone completely different can enter your orbit and take your breath away. It may be unsettling, but it certainly won't lack excitement. Now at the start of week 2, Mercury relocates into a really friendly part of your scope, and on the face of it, that's wonderful. The problem is, for the next 3 or 4 days, it's forging a tricky link to Neptune. If you're discussing anything to do with your future that concerns property or finances, get a second or even third opinion. You could be told something that's actually not quite right, or the person telling you it is themselves under a false illusion of what the facts are. So be very careful about how you marshal your resources, because there could be something that's there that's inaccurate. However, Mercury is then going to go on and forge a beautiful link with Mars. But before it does, it also forges a great link with Venus. And that's when you start to feel much more effervescent in your approach. But Venus in week 2 does go face to face with Mars, suggesting that you could have a conversation that sets your pulse racing, but you could actually also find vaguely irritating. In an existing relationship, it may just be about the division of labour on the home front. And if a partner feels that you are too preoccupied with work or your interests, they may feel that you need to pull your weight more at home, and there could be a frank discussion about it. But just as equally, if you're single, you could find yourself chatting to someone who's pretty full on, but actually they really do intrigue you, and more of this can be to come. On the 14th, however, there is a full moon, and this work-life balance issue comes up once more. Are you doing too much? Is it time to delegate? Is it time to get some extra help? If you are trying to control every single element of your life, the suggestion would be the answer is yes. But also, this is a time when Venus makes a very charismatic link to Uranus. And that's when this connection with somebody that started to take your fancy probably a week before just can really reach a new high. Or you could meet someone completely new and they can dazzle you, but they're likely to be very different from you. But that's what makes them so intriguing. The problem is that your desire to just cut loose and do your own thing romantically may counter with your obligations, particularly if you're already involved. So this flirty encounter might be nice, but what do you do? On the other hand, if you are single, you may have a little bit of a quandary, because the opportunity may push you outside of your comfort zones somehow. But on the 19th, Mars starts to go forwards. And this can be good for you because it's going to give you more clarity and more confidence about the way you communicate. Also, the Sun moves on the 20th and the pace of life is going to pick up. Sociably, it's going to be brilliant, and I think the end of this month can be really bubbly for you. especially as the Sun and Mars connect in the last week, and in such a way that conversations that you have with a key group of people or about a cause that you really believe in can really give you a tremendous burst of enthusiasm. And you can also be much more active and sporty, or attend sports events if you like watching. Either way, I don't think you're going to be short of friendships and interaction as this month draws to a close. And yet there is a little bit of an irony, because Mercury actually moves into quite a reflective area on the 29th. So there's going to be 2 days where you just maybe do step back a little bit from others. But ironically, there's a wonderful new moon on the 28th, which is pushing you to go out there, network, and reach out to as many people as possible. I suppose the subtext is just be conscious of the sincerity of the people that you're getting closer to. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck, and goodbye for now.